Bard Ross Bear, hailing from the town of Bridgeshander. Playing the role of Ross Bear is Ross Ellis. He has performed Rock of Ages across the country in Reno, Nevada, Florida. He has also performed for 3 years in Busch Gardens London Rocks show. Second, introducing the Thunder from Down Under, Travis the Fighter. Let's put our hands together for Travis. Travis has played Dungeons and Dragons for a good long while. And he's caught in purple haze. Last but not least, the leader of the trio, a man who needs no introduction, a returning guest here at GexCon, the Kaiser, Brian the Paladin Tillman. Brian is the founder and owner of Kaiser Studios. He has published books on character design. He is a rock star, and he is a game designer, and his Dark Legacy card game is super fun to play. If you haven't checked it out, check him out here at the show. See what he has to offer. Our story begins when our three heroes have come upon an overturned wagon about 60 yards from them in the middle of the woods. The wagon doesn't appear damaged, it doesn't appear wounded. How do they want to approach it? They'll search for anything that might be on the ground. Near the wagon or away from it? You find tracks around the wagon, small, ugly tracks. And they must be the tracks of horrible and hideous goblins. How dare you threaten us at our impregnable fortress, the goblins said to our mighty heroes. How dare you come up to our wagon? And they stabbed at him with a javelin. And they failed to stab him. He did a little shimmy to the left, a little shimmy to the right, which in reality would be the opposite directions, but I've never been too good with left and right. What do our heroes do in retaliation?
I'm gonna make fun of him. I'm gonna draw my sword.
The Kaiser intimidates the goblins and they become frightened by his presence. The Bard mocks them, he shames them, and the sword is drawn by Travis the Fighter from Thunder from Down Under. Despite their fear, the goblins fire a volley of arrows at their heroes. Unfortunately, Ross Bear is hit with a critical blow. He loses about half his health and fails to fall to the ground. How do our heroes respond to this latest development?
Cast vicious laundry.
He attempts to mock them again. This time we see a little more resolve.
It's like a kitty cat. He's not very strong.
They're not even shook. They've heard better songs. They've heard better cutdowns. Why don't you tell us one that was written this century, dummy? You said a naughty word. How do the heroes proceed?
I pull out my battle axe and give them 4 seconds to vacate before I rain down upon them and destroy everything they stand for.
The goblins were mildly frightened, but one of them decided to moon the Kaiser with his little hind. Neater. He is sent flying through the building. One goblin has been slain, 2 remain.
Follow me into battle! I will swing my sword and squeeze them between the two.
What do the goblins do? The goblins did not dodge very well at all. The goblins are almost down. Do they wish to retreat with their bonus disengage action? The goblins disappear. The wagon is
give this guy inspiration to run faster.
Hit harder.
You got the power.
The Kaiser feels inspired, as if he knows the mysteries of the universe, and he feels strength from within. As you circle the wagon, you find a door in the rear entrance. And how do you wish to proceed? Does it...
Spartan, kick the door!
Yeah, that door goes flying. It shatters into 1,000 pieces. You don't see any goblins on the inside, though. Only a large hole, 5 feet in diameter.
Tell my crew there's a hole in this thing. Join me as we go through it.
There's a hole in the middle of the wagon. Are you going down the hole?
It's time going down the hole.
It is completely dark and none of you can see. They proceed forward in the darkness. Now, as you guys go through this, into this goblin hole, you descend about 10 feet of stairs. The stairs are fairly well made for goblins. However, it is exceedingly dark in the goblin hole. Travis the fighter retrieves a torch, he lights it, and they are able to see. And you look, it goes about 90 feet, there's a turn in the hall. How do you wish to proceed? Who's in the front, who's in the middle, who's in the back? Our brave leader has no fear, and he steps boldly before everyone. As he proceeds down the hallway, it makes the turn, he springs a spike trap. And he absolutely fails to save, taking 5 points of piercing damage to his paladin face. He's wounded. However, he's not finished.
I'm gonna cure him. I'm gonna cure wounds.
All right, the bard heals him. How does that cure sound as it's played through your instrument?
A little Stevie Wonder, maybe.
The paladin is healed by the soothing tunes of Stevie Wonder. And he can see before him 2 dangerous and terrifying goblins that remain. We're going to roll initiative. The goblins are going first. Goblins, how do you wish to respond? We're going to shoot our bows at them. They fire their bows. At who in particular? There's only 2 of you and 3 of them. Side of the cave wall. An arrow goes past the Kaiser, around the corridor, up through the hole, and then circles the earth for infinity. It's a pretty good shot, or a bad shot, depending on your perspective. That's what life's all about. Alright, how do the heroes wish to proceed? There's 2 that you see in the hole. Oh yes. Devotion.
Take these 2. Yes. 5. I will step back and let the fighter do his job.
Charge in. I will let him do his job too.
Travis the fighter, the thunder from down under, with a steely look in his eye, charges down the corridor, swings his sword at the goblin. It's a critical hit on Little Green. And he cleaves him in twain. Little Green is no more, and he is defeated. 1 goblin remains. Prosper.
I'm gonna take my rapier.
You attempt to skewer and thrust a sword through Big Blue. However, he is too nimble and swift for you, and you find nothing but air. How does Big Blue wish to respond? Calling upon his arcane powers, Big Blue looks to the skies and says the magic words, "Ice be gone!" And it looks like the Kaiser's okay, the fighter's okay, but the bard falls to the ground.
Can you save
righteous vengeance, the Paladin has the opportunity to either lay hands on the bard, saving his life, or slaying Big Blue in vengeance. What does he do?
Death will come for you soon enough. But first, I must cleanse you.
With a mother's love, the Kaiser places his hand on young Rossbear, bringing him back to life. Hurrah! Give him a chance. I do believe in fairies. I do believe in fairies. And our fairies return. No, thanks. Travis, it's now your turn.
I'll take my revenge on thee and swing again.
With the might of a brave warrior, Travis strikes Big Blue in his very heart. However, Big Blue's still standing. His beating heart is visible, but his eyes menace, and he growls loudly. How does the bard respond?
I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
He gives inspiration to the Kaiser. How do you respond, Big Blue?
I skewer the paladin with my javelin.
Big Blue goes and makes a savage attack at the Paladin, manages to hit him cleanly. However, that Paladin finds himself losing consciousness, and his life is leaving him. That leaves Travis the fighter, the thunder from down under. With the strength of 1,000 fighters, he plunges his sword directly into Big Blue's heart, slaying him. And so they mourn the loss of their Paladin friend. But is it